Okay, I have my half dozen windows and browsers and everything set up. So, let's just get into this then. So we left off trying to solve this room. I feel like it would be easier if I didn't have to guess a bunch of facings and then try to go through, so I built myself a little mock-up to do just that. So this is just my level for scribbling things in. So I'm pretty sure this is exactly the same. I took a screen cap, and so this area that's tiled is where I'm not allowed to go. I get 6 decoy potions. I need to somehow hit this orb, basically. That's the whole thing. So hitting that orb requires accessing this, and accessing this requires hitting that orb. We have scrolls here that the decoys aren't allowed to be spawned onto, and that's basically it. So the first concern is pushing that orb. That requires 1 decoy. After that, we need to get this keg somewhere over there. And the decoy used previously could be reused for this, to some extent at least. So is it better? Oh no, if I want to grab that one, I have no choice but to use another one facing this way. So we need 2 that face this way. I'm pretty sure that's open in the real room. No, it's this. This is what I need to do. And then I seem to remember last week what I stumbled into, kind of, was that it might be better... Hello. This is a mock-up of the room I'm trying to solve, where I'm allowed to set the decoy facings as I go, instead of having to determine them first and then solve. And then try to solve, I should say. I'm hoping if I can get it down here that I can just go to the real room with my knowledge and figure it out from there. What did I think I could do with this? I thought I remembered doing something kind of clever to be able to push the powder keg due west at some point. Maybe it was like this? No, I think the whole problem was that I didn't really want 3 of them to be facing this way. I could be wrong, but I seem to remember that being inconvenient, at least. I don't think this is real, but just think about this. Right, what I want to do is push them all that way. What did I do? I probably should put a checkpoint or 2 in here, so that if I brazenly press R, I will maybe not lose all of my progress. So, having 1 decoy facing this way is absolutely required. Hello. After that, I guess I technically have a choice between reusing that decoy or trying to do everything with a bunch of others, but it feels like it's best to do, you know, to reuse the decoys as much as possible. So I remember that I managed to do something a little bit clever with this part. If I could remember what, it would be helpful. Well, I don't know, if I just do this... No. If I do that, The problem with doing that is it places the explosive so far away that it gets hard to reach. I think I found some clever way to just to put it here and then push it purely westward. I think I managed something like that once before. No, I think it's like... Is there not... No. I thought I remembered being able to grab one back. Yeah, I tried to find a way to disable this top fans thing on the side of the channel, and I can't find it. There is a thing somewhere buried deep in the user settings that you can tell it you don't want to participate in that. I managed to find something where not someone who owns the channel, but someone watching the videos can turn that off to some extent at least. Okay, so what I need to do is first this, then that. Then I have a problem, which is that I kind of need someone facing a different direction. So let me lay this aside for a second. Now what I need is this. Yeah, steps into those tiles are illegal. This is not what I managed to do before, I don't think. Oof. Pain is generally not fun, no. Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend a little time just refiguring out what it is I did right, semi-right last time. So, sorry about that, but it has been an entire week. I have to push it at least one more tile southward. That's not avoidable, so... Well, I don't know. I guess I could push it purely to the west. I definitely have to have two of them. I have to have a second decoy facing this direction, just in order to pull that one out where it's useful. That seems to definitely be true. Now after this, I could have a chain that does that, or even that. Now, is it possible to extract one? Might not be worth trying to, actually, but... Yeah, the issue here is that the one in front is facing the wrong way. Is there some way I could put something in front of that one? Like, I know I have to essentially place all of these first and then come back later. So I have to think about that as well. Okay, let's see. If I started out with one like that. Not that way. You just kind of have to use 4 of them for this part. Suppose for a moment that I had previously set one up like that. Then I could do that. And then I have a 1 decoy. No matter what, this one would have to be facing into this direction. And it would have to be placed somewhere such that, in theory, I could get it all the way over to the orb. Although I'm not sure how that could be done without really very much left to work with. I don't know, maybe this is the wrong approach. Let's start with the most naive thing that I think I started with, then. If I do some diagonal movement, then with a chain of 3 of them I could place it there. What if, hypothetically, there was already a guy waiting here? Well, no, I don't think that would work. That's just not going to explode in the right place. So after doing that, then I have 3 of them facing southeast, which feels like too many to be facing in that direction. Because this second phase requires a lot of them going the other way, probably more than 3, to be able to get all the reach that's needed. I think the first mistake is probably getting it all the way into the corner. It really feels like there's a better way than doing that. So let's see. If I pull you to the west one, and push south, then I have a problem, because I really want this one now to be going like that, but I can't do that with the guy facing the wrong way. So I could have another one like that. Then I have a different issue, which now I'll have used that guy to do this, and there's no way to get him into a better position. If I had one facing this way, then I could do that, and then I can probably get that one into a semi-useful position, or something. I'm not sure what to do with you after that. What? Oh, Yeah, that's a problem. Can't have that one there. That's a bad position. I don't think this is it. Okay, even if this was out of the way, I don't think this would really help. That's using so many of them, and there's no way to get them back to where I could get this one all the way down where I need it. Oh, but it is. Well, this is a mock-up of, Oh, it's changed location on me. Hang on. Okay, look at this. The bottom left part of this room. What I'm running into when I try to solve this room, that's a real annoyance, which, for enforcement reasons, this was required, but if you push this, it closes the door to get to all the decoys. So this room expects you to decide exactly how you want all the decoys to start first, and then do some decoy chaining of some sort to press this orb, and then get that to explode there, and then press that orb. The problem is I cannot figure this out that way. So I made a mock-up. Whoops, wrong button. Really wrong button. I just closed the game. Hang on. Okay. So I made a mock-up of just that part of the room. Oops. Such that I could do this in a way where I'm allowed to place the decoys as I figure it out, in hopes that I can remember whatever I did that was successful afterward. Let's try something really stupid. What if I try to do that? That's gonna require another guy to reach him. Oops. Bad. I don't know, I don't think I can avoid at least one of them facing southeast, but would this help somehow? I don't feel like this is really helpful. Yeah, I don't think that actually is helpful. But yeah, I just wanted to try to understand what this room requires without having to without having to commit to a set of facings and then try to make them work over and over again, because that's really annoying. I swear I found some clever way once to extract a decoy back from being one tile in. If I could figure out how I made that work, that would perhaps be helpful. Maybe I'm misremembering, though. what I would need is like a diagonal move from there, or the other way from here. Like I'd have to have a caber here that's going south, that's going northwest. So that would require the guy holding it to go northwest. Yeah, I must be misremembering. There's no way to make that work. Because once a guy is standing in this row, the only way to make a move in a northward direction would be to have something farther, like farther down that's coming up, and that's even more impossible to do. Like I'd essentially need that move, but one tile farther south, which requires that move, but one tile farther south to achieve. So I don't think that can be done. But I can move this over there, push it south one, retrieve this, then if I had some setup like that, I could use it to push that all the way over there. So the problem is, somehow, the one that's facing to the west has to get all the way down. I just don't think that's possible with this set of facings. I can get it in the right row, but then there's no way to get it west, not the least of which is because this guy is standing directly in the way. So I don't think that could be it. Supposing that I had someone right there to begin with. That doesn't help. I swear having two of them facing like that is required. It feels like I can't find any way that is more efficient than placing it to that corner as far as getting the powder keg into a halfway useful position. What if, before that happens, before I did anything else, at the very beginning I had one placed right there? Oh. Yeah, that's right, that doesn't work. Because that counts as this being the wall that's in the way of it moving that way, which is the opposite of what I want. So it also wouldn't do me any good to have a guy like already pre-placed there. That would cause exactly the same problem. Suppose I had one pre-placed here. Would that help? No, that would just get someone killed. Here? No, there's no way that could help. I would love if I could just use these 3, plus maybe 1 more at maximum, to break the powder keg. That would be ideal. I would say sometimes it's actually helpful for me to have the editor change the current hold, because I go from, oh, I was playing this hold to I'm editing this one, and then now I want to go into play mode and edit, and I want to test it and make demos. Sometimes that's the workflow, and I really find that useful. Maybe it's something that could be an option that you can set, though. Whether or not building to a level sets it as the current level. I can't see any way that is more efficient decoy-wise than doing this. Than doing this and then somehow getting it farther west. You have to use 2 of them exactly like that. Nothing else seems like it can possibly work. I feel like if I was forced to place the decoys into a set of facings at the beginning of this part of the room somehow, and then just had that one static set of facings, then I could probably solve the puzzle. But having the entire realm of every conceivable way that these 6 things could be placed in 8 different directions each, or realistically about 3 different possibly useful directions each, is just way too much of a search space. I have no idea what's going to be useful and what's not. Like, I don't understand really what the trick is supposed to be. Like, the idea of using decoys to reach other decoys to make them push each other in a chain is really cool, but like, this is too extreme. This is kind of like, there's too much freedom of what you can do to the point where it makes it impossible to know what you should do. I feel like. Yeah, but it's like halfway into something else. It's like access to a secret level, isn't it? I kind of need that at some point. Okay, that feels like something. It gets a guy killed, but that's okay, really. Okay. That would leave me with 2. And not really having access to that one much. And needing some way to get a guy all the way into position all the way down there. I wonder if this is what I should be doing. Because I really don't like there being guys facing the wrong way at this point of the puzzle. I still don't think I have the reach to actually push something in the right direction, though. Maybe that one's that way. So I'm essentially 1 decoy shy of what I need. What I'm displaying right now is obviously cheating, but... So this almost works. Getting to this position can be done with the 6 decoys. And from this position, if I could just make this push, and then that push, then that would be sufficient. Is there a way to emulate manipulate that from, like, this kind of position? No, not like that. The only way I could make a position where that was going to work was by pushing the powder keg directly west at some point. That requires an awful lot of stuff to make happen. Suppose I started with one there. That wouldn't really help that much. Start with one here, put one, push one to there, use a third one facing this way to go there, then what? Don't die. Wind up with 4 of them facing southeast. I can pull this one back out. I forget exactly how much leeway I have to the west of this little room area that I'm going to be using, but maybe that would be doable. And then that. Is this better or worse than I was before? It's probably worse, but let's see. Yeah, I think this is worse. Because I have no way to get use out of that one. I'm not sure if that's legal, but pretending for a moment that it is. That's not what we did, is it? No, the trick is a diagonal move to get that powder keg to explode. Right. I keep having this annoying feeling like I saw something that was going to work and then kind of lost it. If I had one more decoy, then I could make this work. Because I could put one pretty much right here, and then easily could push it out to do that. Maybe 6 is just too few to have given the player for this puzzle. It's in the realm of just barely possible, to the point where only one exact specific thing out of all of the chaotic options that there are could possibly work. Which is really irritating. Do I misremember? Does this not block access to an entire level later? Actually, I guess I don't know whether it does or not. Which could be part of the problem. That's not what it was. What was it? It always helps if I can even remember what I did last time. Now I think I need to pull this out of the way. Then somehow make that diagonal move, I remember. Right, what I want is that to move diagonally. And then I want to pull this to the west, and then I want to push that south as far as possible. And then I need to push that diagonally somehow. Is that not it? That's it. So I managed to do something where I half remembered what I did in the workshop room and halfway improvised something slightly better. Yeah, that would have been nice. Okay. So yeah, that leads to a secret level, does it not? There's a guy walking by. Alright, let me go... Oh, another secret room is here, by the way. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But yeah, okay. I don't know why I thought it led to a secret level, because I had no concrete evidence of that being the case, but, well, it does, I guess. Huh. You can also do this and wander over here, but there's nothing over here. Okay. Let's see what's in here. Restricted zone. At one time, there was a fad for establishments holding confidential information to store it in a secluded wing or basement, behind doors labeled Restricted Zone to keep it safe from prying eyes. However, when one of these establishments suffered from a monster infestation and found it necessary to hire a smite master, this warning would inevitably draw his attention, and he would clear out the restricted area as well, just in case the information stored within included the locations of secret rooms and the like. As a result, most establishments now conceal their confidential information more securely, in wings labeled something along the lines King Dugan's Dungeon 13th Level Remake. However, in a nostalgic little nod, some of them still have a wing labeled Restricted Zone and fill it with puzzles, so that at least the Smite Master will find something there to reward him for his cleverness. Okay, so this is a decoy restricted zone with no secret information whatsoever. Alright. Entry passage. Exit passage. Rotation restriction wing. Directional restriction wing. Oh, that kind of restricted. Okay, sure. I assume a loudspeaker of some kind was doing that. In 2 south, 1 west, don't rotate your sword. Isn't that... I guess it's that you're required to... Okay. So this room is built so that you can't rotate twice, more than... like that much, but the challenge is don't rotate at all. That seems like it should maybe be possible. Not easy, but possible. I don't know, these... I've never been that good with snakes, and these are not very friendly placed. Well, this is going to be a lot more exciting than watching me fiddle with cavers, at least. With cavered decoys for another hour. Probably. I can get 1 stab, and that's basically it seems like. Okay, that's 2, 3. Making some progress, I think. Let's just, okay. I don't think we've screwed up yet, although that one did get stuck for a second. Okay. I'd love to be rid of the ones that are already short first, and then worry about the others. I'm not sure I really have that option. That's another one down. Okay, this is starting to feel doable at this point. As long as... I was gonna say, as long as I can keep them from fully locking up in a way where I can't reach them. Oh boy. Okay. Well, somehow I kept them from doing that while there was like 6 of them still, so with only like 3 left, it's shouldn't be as hard, I would think. There we go. Let's try to get rid of this one. There we go. And now this one. It's gonna rockets to the north. I don't want that. Okay, just 1 rattlesnake should be easy. There we go. Rattle battle. And that permits me to go to the west. But I want to check this room. Okay. Here, my range of motion... north only. This button needs to be pressed to be able to kill those queens. Okay. Oh. What am I seeing here? I can't stand there myself, so one of the queens has to stand there. So that means I am required to do something like this, which is going to make it significantly more difficult to survive, because I have to let dozens of roaches spawn. Okay. to be to the west of it when it starts moving. That. Okay, now you go on the bottom. Okay, that's probably the hard part done. Because now I can actually kill things. Oh wait, I can just do this. Duh. That might be too much of a rush, though. Okay, get closer, then I can do that. Let's aim to deal with this guy next. Alright. That was significantly easier than the rattlesnake one. To be expected, honestly. Okay. And here... disarm tokens will activate before mimics move. Sure. Anyway, going on down. Alright, this is another don't turn period room. But we have access eventually to clones, it seems. Alright. So here I want to make all of the due south stabs that I need to make first, and then hope that the clones can handle everything else. Well, this is easy. This is easy with a east then north. This, I don't know. I don't really see that I can do anything else with it anyway. Which might mean that I've made a mistake already, or I don't know. Oh, okay. We have an enforced order. We don't just get all of them at once. Why did I think?
My name is Bethro.
No, this does open all of them. Okay, that opens all of them, and then you have to choose what order to do them in. This means that east has to go before north. West could go before east, as far as I know, and this shape might require me to do so. Yeah, I think that works. I think that's going to work. Now, east has to go before north. But north should be able to clean up just fine. Yeah, this one's not so bad. This is one room that actually forces you to bring the Bethro or to leave with the Bethro you entered with, despite the presence of clones. Okay. Now up here. This is another do not turn room. It again contains tar stuff, but mud this time. It asks for a little bit of back swiping at the entrance. Okay. You have the opportunity to turn your sword just once. Okay. So is there a direction that would let me get everything? I feel like the only option is south, isn't it? No, south won't work either. What am I missing? Because I know east or west wouldn't work. The roaches cannot help me cut mud. The mud babies cannot help me cut mud. golems certainly won't help me cut mud. I'm not missing... Oh, I definitely can't turn my sword. What am I missing here? Like, if I had this direction, I could get this one, but not the other one. If I had this direction, I could get this one, but not the other one. There is no way I can get both of these blobs of mud with only one sword turn, with only one direction change. It's just not possible. I mean, it doesn't let you go southeast or southwest, but I don't believe either of those would work either. There must be some kind of trick I'm missing. But I don't see where there could be anything else that I can do. There's no explosives in the room. There's no other sources of cutting anything besides Beether's own sword. The rock golems can't help. The roaches can't help. The mud babies can't help. There's not a mother here that would spawn more mud. That would make it doable. Actually, that wouldn't help either. It told me some nonsense about... Oh. Okay. I mean, that doesn't really have anything to do with the order of movement, as far as I can tell. Okay. That makes sense. Was it possible to... No, there's not another place to rearm in that room, so you can't sabotage it with that trick there. Okay. Next... Water skippers. I'm permitted to face either of the northward directions I want to start with. Okay, I basically have to do things exactly like that, because otherwise I'd get killed or have to use up the trapdoors without actually getting rid of the water skippers. But since I did manage to do that, that works fine. Now I just need to survive my way up to this thing to swap to east-west. Then I need to recreate the kind of thing I did at the room entrance. Actually, that works. It doesn't have to be a perfect recreation. I find this kind of like do one of the two tiered system kind of interesting. Alright, so here you get access to Ormites you can use some of the time. I bet this is a trap what I'm doing right now isn't going to work, is it? As nice as it would be to just use my initial facing, I don't think that can work. Well, I can kill one that way. Can I survive a wave this way? I think they're too far apart. Oh, this is going to make killing them much harder. I would really love to be rid of everything I can from facing north before switching which way I face. Since it's really hard to kill things while facing diagonally the wrong way in general. This might not be possible. Okay. How can I make this survivable? There's no way this can work. I think this is a much more favorable start than what I was doing. I'm not sure if I can finish from this start, but it feels like a better start anyway. Okay, so now I need some kind of eastward facing. I need to leave things in a state where I can eventually face northward to some extent. If I can survive the roaches such that I can get down there, then this will be golden. But I don't think there's a way to kill them fast enough. Maybe I should... try to ensure there's as few of them around as possible. I just cannot get down there fast enough. 2 turns too slow. That feels a little better. Oh, okay. Fairly tough room. Alright. What is the magic with this room? All of these do that, and we don't want that. So it's just a more complicated version of exactly the same thing I've already seen several times that doesn't allow me to alter my direction at all. Seems to be the case. But if that's so, I don't see how I can ever press any of these orbs. I didn't have an option to change my facing on the way into the room. This only does that. That only does that. Maybe I misunderstand this enforcement mechanism. Okay, got it. I am allowed to turn my sword, but I'm not allowed to have it diagonal for more than 1 turn at a time, I guess. Well, I don't know how to do that one. That one's easy enough. Well, I'm not sure how to leave this one, but... Okay, it's as simple as that. Now, how is this one supposed to be possible? Oh, there we go. Right, do I still need this guy? Very good question. I'm not sure if I do. I probably need this guy. Yeah, because I need his help in the same way to kill those eyes, don't I? So now I'm allowed only to face diagonally. But the goal is fairly similar. easy enough. Now for the other one. Which looks very similar in a lot of ways to the south side of the earlier part. But it's not identical. I think I'm done now, right? I don't actually need this goblin to live anymore. So I just need to find a way to deal with killing it. I wonder if I could... Could I just push him into this button here? Well, I could, but then I can't exit. So that's no good. There we go. Okay. That's that room. And we have down here this one. This is considered a secret room. Weird. I don't seem to have any restrictions on my movement as of yet. So let me try to parse all this. There's 4... Okay, there's 4 mimic potions, 4 buttons here that need to eventually be pressed. Something has to go on these buttons to kill those. Oh boy, okay. So this is build your own awful restrictions, I guess. Okay, well this is a force arrow. I don't... Okay, I don't have to push something on it. I just can't put a mimic on it. That's what it is. So killing those 2 right away should be safe. Then... Like, obviously it eventually matters where I place the 4 mimics. But I just have to take a guess at this point. I don't think I need this goblin for anything. He's just in the way. I'm doing... this. Now I would be directionally stuck to permanently facing north, which feels like it must be wrong. There's no way I can solve the room like this. Well, the only thing these do is kill those. So there isn't a rush to do that. Besides, I have to face both north and south to get to these 2. So it must be that the requirement is to do this, to restrict myself to only kind of the east half of my facings. I think that's correct. And I can worry about the last couple of minutes later. But... So, whichever way I did that, it would release 1 goblin into being annoying. There's not really a way to deal with the roaches coming from the east. Maybe I can was also hoping to use the roaches to block the goblin's movements or something. That doesn't seem to be working so well. Maybe if I do this just right. Yeah, if I just let them flood into that area over on the west, then they would get in the way of the goblin. And just let me kill him. Maybe. This might be a bad plan. Yeah, I think that's a bad plan. Because having a lot of them piled up in that area means that I'm trying to clear them while the ones to the east of me are still spawning. Which is pretty likely to create an unsurvivable situation. Actually, that works for getting rid of the goblin. And then if I can just survive being here for a bit... Oh, don't do that. How can I do that? That works. This is annoying. How can that even work? I guess I can at least be rid of that queen. There's no way to split them. How am I supposed to split them? Okay, that kinda works. It's really awkward, but it works. Then I guess it's fine. Okay. Get that one. After that, these are both opened by these. I can kill one queen like that, but then I can't face the directions that would let me kill the other queen. How am I supposed to actually kill the last queen? There's no direction I can face that will let me actually do that. How is this supposed to be possible? Let's retrace a little bit. I needed to kill both of these queens to have any chance of surviving through here. That means that I had to place either these two or those two. Being unable to face west would be absolute death in this area, so I have to be facing west. And anyway, if I did just one of those and let a queen live over in this area. Alright, see you. If I let a queen live in this area and go straight west, then I guess I could get rid of these queens, take one of these, and then go back facing eastward. Maybe that's what I have to do. Alright. Get rid of those two right away. Then it doesn't really matter as long as it's something... Yeah, as long as I'm rid of that. It probably doesn't matter. get rid of this guy. And hurry up to get rid of these. Alright, I just want both of those to be like that. Do I want to release the goblin now or later? I guess I have to release it now. Actually, when I place the first one, it should be placed so that eventually I'll be able to go only east, not west. Hello. Having it be that specific one is really inconvenient. Because if I had this door or this door open, I might be in better shape. I guess I can do that. Okay. So I want to open that door. That will give me a safe place later. When I get to here. I probably rushed it a little bit. Alright, rid of the eastmost queen, westmost queens. Okay. Then I'm going to force face them only east so that I can backtrack freely. Okay, rid of that goblin, rid of that queen. Yeah, you... That's fine. Okay. From here, I need to just kill the remaining queen and goblin. Doesn't really matter what order I do things in here. But I do have to kill this goblin while facing exclusively north. Which I think I can do without that much difficulty. Okay. So there's just kind of a required order that you have to work out what it is. 14th place. Okay. It's the last room in this branch, I think. Clockwise turns only. Which one is clockwise? Okay, clockwise is right. Look, the way I think about turning in this game, I don't think about clocks. I think about whether Beethro's, from his perspective, is he turning right or left. So this is right, this is left, and this room says right turns only. Okay. Do I need these coins to live? Possibly? Something has to stand on these to let me into where these eyes are. Okay. So step one is get rid of the tar stuff. Which will have a very annoying effect. Okay. Let's turn around. This is close to being workable. I really have to time this with the spawns, I think, a little better. Maybe? I don't know. Just surviving the existence of this crowd of roaches seems impossible. From this kind of position. Would it be more helpful to do it from the north side? I don't think that helps. We're just stuck, no matter what, being way too far in a direction. Whether it's east or west or south or north, none of these are very good. No, I think north is the way to go because it lets you face east. Closer to facing east, which would be great if there wasn't all this stuff in the way. Yeah, the problem is I really need to be able to quickly face north to survive all this, but I can't. I started the tar wrong. Maybe it would be better if I could finish the tar farther to the east. Is that the problem? Yeah, that feels more plausible at least. Yeah, a little bit of shaking was needed, but that was doable. Okay, so the problem was I had set that up wrong. I guess I have to let the roaches spawn into this position. How is that supposed to work? I guess... I guess I have to do something like that on both sides. Alright. Okay, and then the queens will kindly go where they're supposed to go. And I can kill them in that position. And I can clean up the roaches. And I can hope that the part with the eyes isn't going to be so bad. Yeah, part with the eyes wasn't so bad. Alright. That is the restricted directions branch. Restricted, whatever it's called. Restricted turning. Restricted rotation ring. Sure. Directional restriction ring. So I expect the difficulty to go back down a little bit briefly and then back up as I go to the east here. Alright, so here I'm not allowed to... This room looks awfully familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, it's like the same thing. It's the same room, but with a different restriction. That's funny. Alright, so I'm not allowed to move diagonally here. I'm on ortho squares, but the monsters are not, basically. So let's see, go there. Shoot, I need to get all the way over. I have to get all the way to the east of that queen before... So I should maybe... What is the last possible moment? Like that. Okay, that would do it, but how can I survive this without backswapping? I guess that works. Okay. There we go. And in this room, what are the rules here? We've got an orb. What that orb does is swap from being only allowed to go south to being only allowed to go north. And when I say only, I mean, of course, I can also go east-west as much as I want. Okay, I have to kill all 4 of the available queens here. Okay. I don't see a way to deal with this better than this. There we go. Alright, now I can only move north, and I have to clear the room as I go. Alright. Hard part's done. Not too bad. Go in, go out. That one was not at all like anything previously seen. Just these 2 are mirrors. So we'll see if we have any other mirror rooms. Nope, this looks different. What's this about? Alright, up until you get to that spot, you're only allowed to move south. So very similar restriction to the previous one. I think I kind of have to do things that way. That wasn't too hard. I just barely avoided blocking my own exit. Alright, up here. It's a trapdoor puzzle. There's no monsters. There is something else complicated happening here, though, which I'm not too fond of seeing. Okay, so... bit irritating, but whatever. So I think we are told what order to do them in, which is nice. So I just need to make sure I have an exit path there. So then... messed up something. Should I do this? Maybe. Oh no, the door closed. I didn't hit the orb. Gotta hit the orb. No, I've cut something that shouldn't be cut here. Maybe those are extra? No, I need a way in and out of there. Hang on. Beethro's expression doesn't change. I would have expected the nervous expression for that. I guess it wasn't thought about. Okay, so that set of moves is absolutely required. You have no option but to do this much. Then you have to do something to get here. You need to leave enough space to get to the exit, so I think I have to do this. Alright, up to this point it's pretty straightforward. This is where we have just a forest of trapdoors to worry about. So I need to make some kind of path up to there. Okay. And then I need to get across to the other side. If I take a good look at this, I think this is the kind of thing that I want. Maybe, possibly. Like that, to leave a path out. I feel like this particular trapdoor is a problem. Yeah, there's just like a couple of extras to trip you up, it seems like. Alright, trapdoor puzzle of alternating bipartite trapdoor puzzle complete. That's probably the best way to put it, if you know any graph theory. Okay. So this is interesting. I'm not restricted as far as directions I'm allowed to move in. I just have particular tiles I'm not allowed to walk on. This is a fairly standard kind of thing to me, I almost feel like. Although I rarely see it. I rarely use it for boardrooms in particular, though, so I might not have as much practice with that application. Let's see. this. This almost works, but not quite. Position to be in is here once everything starts spawning. There's not really any good place to go to, like not die. Maybe I should try to go up here. Oh, actually, this is kind of helpful because it lets me get rid of 2 of the queens, which are spawning precisely 2 roaches, but still. Staying here looked fairly useful until that happened. Maybe I should wait here? I don't know, holding up there doesn't really seem very productive. Just kind of wind up stuck there until the next entire spawn. That's a little more useful, maybe. There has to be a way to survive at least one spawn cycle on the south side of the room. Hang on. Maybe not then. Okay. basically beating it at this point. There we go. And I guess I haven't done the south side here. Oh boy, what's the deal with this one? Okay, I can move any way except this or that, as things are right now. But hit one of these rotator tokens, and I'll only be able to move some other set of ways. Okay, so I can't hit any of those. I can hit one of these. This is a weird restriction. I don't understand it at all. Oh well. I guess I'll probably bumble through it somehow or other. Yeah, this isn't really... This restriction isn't something where you can, like, parse it into words. It's just like there's some arbitrary things about the way you have to move. And you just have to kind of look at the area to see what it is that you're allowed to do. So I can't do any of that. Okay. Stop trying to hit that one. It will not work. Maybe now? Yeah, maybe. This is kind of... If you were to watch Beefro's movements and didn't see the arrow rotators existing, this would be the stumbling around drunk restriction room. Like, just pretend that you couldn't see anything else but Beefro's movements in this room. He just kind of looks like he's wandering around drunkenly. Because he just kind of traces up and down and back and forth all the time. Alright, next, I think this is the end of the hallway. Here we've got a secret room. What's the deal here? This appears to be diagonal-only movement, with all the turning you want. That means these ortho squares won't let you get to the queens until you place something. And since we're moving bishop, we have parity worries. I see. So this is built... This tells you you can swap your parity exactly once. Since that's white and that's black, I have to get rid of this queen before I can swap parities. So... I'll get rid of that queen first. Ooh, don't do that. And then I need to somehow carry this, this to a favorable place. How do I actually do that? How can I put a mirror where I need it to be when I can only move diagonally? Maybe I need a roach to hold that button down instead? It seems very doubtful. I don't think I can make that happen. No, I don't think so. Alright, so I should enter this room facing that way, for one thing. I once tried to make a custom monster that could only move, diagonally. I don't know, I think it wasn't really necessarily a failure, I just didn't come up with great puzzle ideas for it. There was other things to it beyond just diagonal-only movement. How is this supposed to work? Do I need to go get the other one? I don't think that'll help either, but I could try. If I can even survive that long. I still don't see a way to get this to hold down either of those pressure plates. How is this supposed to work? Like, I have to kill this queen before swapping parity. I have to get to this queen, so I have to open this door before I can do that. I have no choice but to do things that way. I guess I'm supposed to do some magic trick that makes a roach stay on that button while I go get the queen and leave. Because otherwise I don't see a way for this room to be possible. Also, it's extremely rude that the parity swap requires there to be no roaches anywhere nearby. Apparently. If I could maintain the original parity of this mirror while pushing it to a position that's adjacent to but that's not possible. There's no way to do that. The only thing I can do to this mirror is change its parity right away to the wrong one. And then there's no way to get it back. If I could have it sitting next to this on any of the orthogonally adjacent tiles, then of course I could just sword swipe it into position. Let's suppose for a moment that I do have some way I haven't discerned yet of getting rid of the south queen after the parity swap. I don't see how I could, but if that were so... yes, actually. I can show you a demo a little later, but essentially... Oh, that's not the West Secret. That's the West Secret. Yeah, in this case, what I had to do was pick out the order so that I did things here, got rid of these, and then did a second mimic so that I could only face east, and then the rest of it was relatively straightforward after getting that set up. Anyway, I'm in the East Secret now, and I have a major problem with this secret, which... Like, I can do everything except kill the southwest queen. And there's no way to swap parity at this point. There's no way to make that door open. Like, if I could switch to using the white squares again at this point, then I would have this room solved, but there's no way to do that anymore. And there's no way to get to that queen before swapping parity. Because of these stupid ortho squares on these two specific tiles, I don't see how this is supposed to be possible. Like, the only way to get a mirror onto one of these plates is to have it orthogonally adjacent to one of these plates while my parity is the same as the plate. So this would have to be on one of these black tiles, and I would have to be on one of the white tiles. That's the only way to get a mirror onto a plate. And there is definitely no way to make a roach hold down one of these plates. There's just no way. Not while I'm going all the way in here and all the way out. Especially not when the only places I can even put mirrors to block the roaches with in the first place is on the white tiles. Like, that doesn't even help at all. If I wanted a roach to somehow magically hold this down, then I can't even block it from going west at all in the first place. What magical thing am I supposed to be able to do here? If I'm standing near this door, none of the roach's paths even take them remotely close to that button in the first place. Is there a second parity swap in this room that I'm just not seeing? I don't think so. No, this is a very straightforward room that this feels like what should be a very, straightforward and fun puzzle that's had, like, a thing removed from it that makes it, therefore, impossible. Because how this room should work, in air quotes, mind you, is that I place that there, where it is right now, kill this queen, swap parity, kill that queen, And then because I'm on the black tiles, I can shuffle that into position, kill this queen. And then I can move this over next to the ortho square. The way I feel this room should work is that now that I've done that, I swap parity again so that I can place it onto the ortho square and kill the last queen. But there is no way to swap parity a second time. And I have no idea of any other way to open that door. There's no other way in existence in this room to open that door, besides swapping to the other parity to place that on, and then going through like this. I don't see how there's any other way to do it. Like, there's no other tools in the entire room to work with. That is really irritating. Yeah, there's no way this can work. I thought maybe blocking the path for the roaches from the southeast queen was something I was supposed to do. Just out of the meta thought that it is easy and possible to kill that queen, and one favored trick of a lot of puzzles is to make something what seems like the easy first step be the wrong thing to do, because you need some tool that first step eliminates. But I don't believe that's going to work here. So I don't think that queen is useful. I don't know what is supposed to be useful. Wait, is that it? Is that really it? I just need to do that. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why that's really hard movement to come up with, but it is. Like a very specific way of moving. Okay. Alright, I just need to do that, but better. So I don't really want to break that. Because if I... Well, I guess I have to, actually. Yeah, I do need to get it out of there. That's gonna do it. I just need to survive the dozens of roaches while I'm in between. Alright, so let's... get here. I think that should work. Then I can get rid of these, pull you down, try not to die here somehow to not die here. There's no way to not die one roach going to the wrong place is really annoying. No, not like that. How is this supposed to be survivable? Like, I have no choice but to be in the dead center of the room when the roaches spawn, if I'm trying to push this mirror into the right place. There's way too many of them. Okay, maybe this can be survivable, something like this. And I'll just have to get back to the mirror later. Okay, that feels a little bit more plausible. And I've got the mirror on the button. Okay, that was the very hard part of the room. Now I can move on to the easy part because I don't have to do that with this mirror. I can just push it while I'm in this parity to the right place, and then in the other parity I can just immediately put it on the button. Besides the fact that there's nowhere near as many roaches spawning now. Okay. So this is all just find that one specific way to push a mirror. Okay. And I think I've been going both sides and then the center up till now, so I might as well do that again. Okay, what is this room's restriction? Okay. Thinking of orthogonal and diagonal as if they were two parities, you're only allowed to move the same parity as you're currently facing, is what this is. So... what is all this? Okay. Eventually I need to reach these eyes, which requires something to stand there. Requires that to be open, requires this to be open while you go to open that, requires these to be open. These require you to get past this tar stuff and that tar stuff. This has got some kind of complicated thing happening with it. And it looks to me like this eye is supposed to be the one that opens that, and then you let it onto the hot tile. Maybe that opens that. So first guess. First guess is that I should try somehow to get into the northern passage. There must be some way to... Okay, there. That works. Okay. So here in the northern passage, it doesn't look like I need any help. I press this and it opens that, and I press that and it opens that. I don't know why it's built that way, but it sure seems like I don't need any help there. And here we have mud, which is easy to deal with. Okay. Now this passage is different. This one I definitely need somebody's help with. So this is where we let the goblin out. And I think I need the goblin to stand on that while I go here to wake the eye. Then somehow I have to get back past here without dying. And without killing the eye? Is that possible? I don't think so, but we can let the goblin do this job. Okay. It's fine. No, that's not fine. Please behave. Okay. Now I've got the doors open. I think I still need the goblin for something that's up ahead, if I'm remembering correctly. Okay, that should be enough to let him out. Okay. So now in this part, I need somehow the goblin to hold that button down. Okay, there. Something like that, maybe. The ortho squares add the extra restriction that I can only move while facing orthogonally. And finally, we use the goblin for this part. Okay. That won't work. That'll work. Okay, this room was not that hard. I felt like the restriction didn't really hamper me that much for the most part. I really don't understand the point of this northern part, aside from the tar being a little bit tough to kill. Oh well. Wrong entrance. This is the entrance. No moonwalking. No moonwalking? Okay. So this is similar. This is similar to the previous one, but a lot less. Instead of having to worry about some parity, it's just that I'm not allowed to go exactly in the direction I'm not exactly in the opposite of the direction I'm facing. Also, this configuration of queens looks awfully familiar, having seen it in 2 previous rooms. So I think what I need to do I need to let that out. Then I want this queen to spawn so I can go past it. And I think that should work out just fine. No. Okay, I need it to spawn. Okay, I just need to... Don't do that. Okay, I needed to push it a little bit farther, I think. No, that's perfect. For it to be there, that's exactly what I need. That's okay. Oh, okay. Oh, this is different. Okay. This is different from the other rooms that use this kind of restriction, that use this kind of mapping. This is different from the rooms that look like it in that this is one, don't do that. This is one where, no, bad habits. This is one where you actually do need to push both of those buttons, but only have to do it one at a time, so the second one will be easier than the first was. Alright, so just like, don't do that, just like before, wait long enough to push it that way and have it spawn, and then stand in the right direction from it. Push the button, please. Now you can die. Back swiping is permitted, just not back walking. Alright, that one was relatively easy. Alright, exit level. Bipartite graph as a room. Traverse this bipartite graph. Anyway. Exit passage. Exit that passage. Where does the restricted zone actually lead? Ooh. It leads to a mysterious pink token, which might be useful somewhere. Okay, we're getting a little preview of stuff that I haven't even looked in on yet. I guess this is the end of this level. That's... Isn't that shallow? No, that's water. That's shallow. Okay. Alright. Hi, Half.
Hey, I died!
I didn't mean to stab you, Half. Sorry. Okay. This is the wrong way. Where I want to go is back around over here. I left just a tiny bit of unfinished business in the Eden Complex. Which is this secret room. Doesn't this look kind of familiar? Let me see. Was that room? This is an awful lot like that room. But in that room you had a mud baby friend that you needed to keep around. And at the end of this room... I'm gonna take a wild guess and say I probably need the goblin in this room. So the roach is gonna go there, the goblin's gonna need to stick around. Alright. Didn't mean to exit the room, but it's fine. I don't think I need these. I hope I don't need those. Alright. I mean, I guess I could keep some of them around just in case I do need them, but it doesn't seem likely. How can I... I really need the roach to go the other way without the goblin killing me. Okay, that works. I really did not need those trapdoors. Okay. And let's not make the mistake I made when I was doing the version with the mud baby. Don't forget to clean up on your way out of each of this first section, which consists of killing this roach. Okay, now this is the same exact thing, I think. It's just, you know, vertically flipped. So Well, I guess the difference here is there's not really a way to make this goblin stay in an alcove the way I could with the mud baby. I guess I could have him press this button for me, although that doesn't seem that helpful. Getting rid of these golems shouldn't be that hard anyway. Shoving their bodies onto the appropriate slots. That should all be fine. Let's be careful here. Let's not being careful. Just shove the last one into place. I can have him sit over there while I get these trapdoors at least. I think. Yeah. And then this will be slightly awkward, but I think I can fix this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now for this part, he will make it easier. I need the eyes to go onto these two particular plates. When you press this, yeah, we want them to not move. So what I want to do then is that and that. Okay. And the same thing on the other side. Don't. Man. Yeah, that's no good. Maybe I should wake it up from there. Do I need to wake it up at all, actually? I could probably get away with leaving it asleep. Maybe not. There we go. There. Now, how am I gonna press this without the goblin messing me up? Well, okay, wait. The orb opens both of them. So the safest place for the goblin to be is actually on one of those. Of course. Alright. Yeah, that should have been more obvious, but I managed it anyway. Alright, leave no trapdoors behind. Now for this part. I just need to kill all the roaches, yeah? Maybe it would be favorable to have the goblin push the button for me. Can I make him push the button from these arrows? I can. That makes this horde rather easy. a little easier than the Mud Baby saw version of that part. Alright, now let's see the goblin be the key to this little lock. There we go. That, I think, is the last room in this level. I really hope so. Okay, where actually is the exit, blue door exit? I think it's somewhere around this long roundabout passage, maybe? There's the room that secret room is a mirror of. This is some other room. It's not this way. I haven't been north of here. Oh, that's the end. Okay. Phew. Caber protect from bomb. It feels like it's been forever since we actually used that mechanic in particular. Alright. Well, since I already poked my head into this one, I might as well get started with it. Mirage Reservoir looks to be about shallow water. Wait, Unca Beethrow! Half, stay back, it isn't safe. But you gotta cross. Yes, it's shallow water and I can wade through. But you're just a kid, it's too dangerous for you. But I want to wade in shallow water too. Sorry kid, you'll be able to when you're older. For now, just go back and wait where I told you to. Got that? Fine, whatever. Okay. Okay. During the yearly ossuary floods, the lowlands are transformed into a vast lake, and the only creatures and dwellings that remain are those that are adapted to floating without needing to rest on land. Then, as the floodwaters recede, the land reappears, and its more earthbound denizens come out of hiding. Here and there, pools of water remain on the surface. To a human, these are insignificant patches in the middle of vast swaths of land, but to small creatures they seem like overwhelming oceans, as if this year the seasons had forgotten to turn and the land remained drowned. Little surprise, then, that some creatures never seem to be sure whether they want to come out or remain hidden away. They can, however, make up their minds rather rapidly when their prey comes into sight. Oh, yeah. Yeah, unless you wanted to introduce some time nonsense. Oh, shallow water and spiders. Okay. Oh no, not spiders. Grubby little grubbling things. Just instantly, right away. Hey, player, spiders walk on shallow water. And by the way, roaches don't. Just immediately. And also, am I mistaken? Have we introduced shallow water before? I don't think so. So also shallow water stealth shenanigans as well are going to be a thing here. We've seen disarm tokens and ormites at this point, so it's probably not too much of a stretch to say that that the player should be able to infer how things work at this point, or how shallow water works based on that knowledge. Oh, okay, I see how to do this one. Not getting this one quite yet. It's just that, right? There we go. Can't go this way. Got it. Goblins cannot shallow water. Rock golems can. Rock golems become stepping stone on shallow water. And here, what's the deal with this? I guess we don't need to reach... How? So somehow I need to reach that eye before the roaches can close the door on it. And I guess I can stuff the roaches... Yeah, that's no good, because then I have no way of eventually killing the roaches. And I can't get there fast enough either. How is this supposed to work? What am I missing here? Definitely can't do anything by going back that way. I mean, I don't think that's it, because then there'd be no way... Oh. Wait, they can just... Okay, never mind. Overthinking it, I guess. Yep. Vastly overthinking it. Okay. Welcome to spiders. I could probably be more efficient than pulling it out one at a time, but what works, works. This doesn't work, though. Oh, I just need to get more distance, of course. There we go. And then the same thing as the others. Okay, and then the west side. No problems there. Oh, thin ice also. We haven't seen thin ice before now, have we? I guess it makes the most sense to introduce it when you're going to be dealing with shallow water so that both kinds can appear at the same time. So our first lesson about thin ice is it can exist over both kinds of water, and it responds whether or not you're armed. It drops whether or not you're armed. And here's how it behaves when bridges are present, I guess. That's bad. Is there a way to have done this better? Could be. Which one should I be cutting last? Definitely not that one. I really thought it has to be one of these two. Yeah, it's that one. And then you just have to be aggressive about staying in shallows. Okay. And this is the room that I saw from that starter room. So I think we're done with the tutorial and ready for the open space. So I think I need this guy. Come to like there-ish. Oh. Okay. Nice. I managed to guess the right place to put it without realizing why. Okay. There's no way to access that, so we have to not be in shallow waters on any 10th turn. Or, yeah, we have to be in shallow waters on every 10th turn is what I mean. So that's no good, but that's okay. Should we go this way right now? Maybe better off going that way. Well, I'm gonna need all three of those mirrors, and trying to go up onto the island there would shatter one, so that can't be right. I guess I have to go this way. There we go. Okay, I need these two mirrors. Probably should be used to reach the nest to my west. There's no reason to let that nest spawn. There we go. Alright, now I just need to get these three going. Oh. Is this setup gonna work? Maybe. Yeah, this should be fine. Alright, check out that slick movement. Okay, now get rid of that. Finish the room. And it's on to the east. Okay. So something has to be there, and essentially immobile there. And that looks like it might be a challenge scroll over there. I don't know. Could be. What's the deal with this eye? a bit awkward. Sure seems like I need a golem to be on this plate. The golem's body, I mean. I can imagine like half a dozen different things that challenge might be, so I don't feel very strongly inclined to try to guess at it right now. Let's try this again. Positioning of things here is really awkward. Like I need a golem to die exactly due south of the plate so that I can place another golem's body directly onto the plate. That's the only way this could work, I think. Based on previous experiments. There we go. Okay. With that, this should be easy-ish. Yeah. Okay. Then... Oh, what's up with this? Really? Really? Okay, I guess I didn't see that before. How is that supposed to be possible? It doesn't matter whether it's an eye or something else. No matter what is standing on this, it will come off before you're ever through any of this nonsense. There's no way to put something here that would make it not go unless you were way far north of it. What? That doesn't work. There is no way that can work. Like, if an eye is here and there's any path off of here whatsoever, then the eye will go off of it while I'm going up and down through that passage. If a golem's here, then it's not completely blocked, then it will go up and down as I go up and down through the passage. There's no such thing as like a way for something to be blocked from moving in this area unless I go far enough north? Like, what? Just you. On that one. No, this can't work. There's no way this can work. It'd be nice if it actually go onto the button in the first place. I guess I need to do this. Yeah, that can't work. Somehow one needs to be placed here. One should go. If that's a challenge scroll, I have absolutely no idea what its solution could even be. And I certainly don't know that I want to try it. Let's see what this wants. Don't let the eye step on the pressure plate? Really? How? I don't know how that's supposed to be possible, since the entire room is predicated on the idea of that's the only thing that can work. The only other thing I can think of is if you lined up all of the golems here in some magical way, so that every time you stepped through here, like one of them would go on and then off, and then another one would go on and then off. But considering that there's as many golems as there are doors to open, every single one of them would have to be placed perfectly for that, and I don't have any idea how you would do that, actually. That's fine. I think I'm giving up on that challenge right away, because I don't know what's up with it. So here we need to press all of the buttons, I think. Survive, water skipper horde, while pressing all the buttons. And I think that the bombs the rattlesnake has access to will fix everything. Or at least get rid of the nests, anyway. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Survive pressing this button. I guess I have to hit that one like one of the first or something. Okay. Those outer ones are very hard to get. have to do some cleanup. Cleanup is a little tedious and awkward, honestly. Doesn't seem to make the room that much more interesting. Just my opinion, though. I guess it's hard to imagine how you would prevent cleanup from being a thing in this room. Ah, well. Done now. Okay. Got a preview of that room briefly. So here we see that a snake can exist on shallow water. What is the goal of this room? I guess the snake is supposed to survive until I go do something over there. Seems to be some kind of number of times you let the snake see you restriction. Because, yeah, that would close that off. But also, how's this supposed to become accessible then? I can't. There's nowhere in this area that I could be visible to make it so that the snake goes into where it's supposed to. Huh? What? Guess this water skip, no, this spider here is intended to help somehow. I don't even see how it's supposed to be put into the box where the snake is, though. Okay. So the spider is in there. Now, I don't know exactly where I want it to be, but let's try that corner. I think that's what we needed. Then that kills the spider, that kills the snake, and you can leave. Alright then. That wasn't as bad as it looked at first. And here's the room I got kind of a preview of. So we want the eyes to see, and then go the other way. I'm sure there's a trick with the number of mirrors available here. Actually, I don't... Do I need all 4 of them? Well, I at least... Yeah, that will work. So that one's a problem. I feel like it should be possible to do the others without issue, because I can get in shallow right away, go around, and then pull it to the hot tile. And I think I can do that with the other one as well. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need... Right, so do this, not that. Pull it up there. Okay, now... I don't feel like I have enough mirrors, actually. Maybe I do, but we'll see. So I cannot do the same thing I did in the other one here. What I need is for that tile there to be occupied by a mirror. And in theory, the eye should be able to see me, but of course it can't. If I had another mirror, then I could stand here and be seen by the eye, and everything would work out. So where am I wasting a mirror that I shouldn't? There's no way for this eye to see me without the help of a stepping stone. There's no way for this eye to see me without help. There's no way to do this trick without a mirror going in this spot. That requires 5 mirrors. I guess maybe one that's in that spot could be brought back and used elsewhere. In which case it would have to be the one that goes north. Yeah, this path is surely reversible. Position, and then these two both go this way. And I might as well go ahead and deal with that one while I'm at it. Okay, and then this goes like that. Wake that eye up and kill it. And then bring this mirror back. How many times is it that when it seems like you need more things than you have, it's just a matter of using one of them twice and finding the right way to do it? I guess it's a pretty sensible way to require something like that. A pretty sensible solution to that kind of problem. Alright. Where have I not been? I guess I haven't been up here and to the east. Oh wow, it's 5:20. I think I should probably call it for today. It's been... Yeah, I don't think I want to try to do 3 more rooms right now. And that would take at least till 6, and that's an hour past when I should be done. Or when I feel like I should be done. Alright, this is a good place to stop then. With these 3 rooms presumably being left. So I'll leave it there. There's this... I'll just use this checkpoint here. Anyway, didn't get a ton done, but we did do a really hard room and another hard-ish room and a level that was secret level, which was pretty big, and then most of this one. I guess that's a decent amount. Not nearly as much like doing an entire section, an entire like 3 sections in a single session that I've gotten done before, but things are getting harder, that's for sure. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great week. I don't know of any obstruction to me returning to this next week. I'll keep things posted if there's any change to that in the forum. But farewell for now.